Have you ever wondered what would happen if Earth suddenly stopped spinning? While this sounds like something straight out of a science fiction thriller, the consequences would be both shocking and catastrophic. The Earth's rotation is vital to our existence. It governs everything from gravity to weather patterns. So what if that suddenly stopped? Today's video will break down the dramatic scientific consequences of a sudden halt in Earth's rotation. Welcome to Spin of Facts, where we dive deep into the mysteries of the world and unravel the unknown, one fact at a time. The immediate impact. If the Earth were to suddenly stop spinning, the immediate impact would be nothing short of catastrophic. The Earth's rotational speed at the equator is about 1,670 kilometers/1,038 miles per hour. So everything not solidly anchored to the surface, oceans, the atmosphere, trees, buildings, would continue to move at this speed. The sheer force of this sudden shift would cause massive destruction, flinging everything in its path. Buildings would collapse, vehicles and trees would be uprooted, and the ocean would surge inland in waves, wiping out entire cities. This chaotic event would result in devastating consequences for everything living, with the suddenness of the stop leaving little chance for survival in the initial moments. The physical forces unleashed by the Earth's halt would make the world a chaotic, dangerous place, forever changing our planet's geography and ecosystems. The effect on oceans. As the Earth ceases to spin, the oceans, once in sync with the planet's rotation, would violently react. With the Earth's sudden stop, water would be displaced and continue its inertia, leading to massive tidal waves that would strike coastal areas with the power of tsunamis. Waves as high as hundreds of meters could form, crashing over entire cities and erasing entire coastlines. The displacement of water would drastically change the shape of the oceans and continents, with significant portions of land being submerged. This catastrophic flooding would not only devastate cities, but also destroy marine life and disrupt ecosystems that rely on stable ocean conditions. The immediate impact of this oceanic shift would be just the beginning of a much larger environmental disaster that would affect the planet for years, if not centuries, to come. Gravitational shifts. A sudden halt in Earth's spin would have a profound effect on the planet's gravitational forces. Currently, Earth's rotation creates a slight bulge at the equator, which weakens gravity at the equator and increases it at the poles. Without the spinning motion, this equatorial bulge would vanish, and gravity would become uniform across the planet. This change would lead to a massive redistribution of Earth's oceans and land masses. Water would flow away from the equator and shift towards the poles, drastically altering coastlines and even creating new land formations. This change in gravity would also have long-term impacts on the Earth's geology, affecting tectonic plate movements and potentially triggering new volcanic activity and earthquakes. Additionally, this shift would have profound effects on human activities and wildlife, as our very sense of balance could be altered by this new gravitational landscape. Atmospheric chaos. The Earth's atmosphere is heavily influenced by the planet's rotation. If the Earth were to suddenly stop spinning, the atmospheric conditions would be thrown into chaos. Winds, which are driven by the rotation of the Earth, would abruptly shift and accelerate, leading to massive storms and violent weather patterns. Winds at the equator would suddenly cease their usual patterns, and atmospheric turbulence would result in hurricane-force winds that could last for days or even weeks. These winds would create widespread destruction, flattening buildings, uprooting trees, and causing widespread flooding. Furthermore, the lack of the Earth's spin would also disrupt weather patterns, leading to prolonged droughts or constant downpours in certain areas. The storm systems would grow in intensity and scale, leading to a new and terrifying normal for Earth's climate. A never-ending cycle of extreme heat and cold. Without the Earth's rotation, the planet would lose its day-night cycle, leading to extreme and permanent changes in temperature. One half of the planet would be subjected to unrelenting sunlight, causing temperatures to soar to unbearable levels. The side of the planet in perpetual darkness would experience extreme cold, plunging to temperatures far below freezing. This drastic difference in temperature would create uninhabitable conditions on both sides of the planet. Regions in constant sunlight would face extreme heat waves, while those in the eternal night would struggle with freezing temperatures, making survival nearly impossible. The The loss of the regular day-night cycle would disrupt all life forms that depend on this rhythm, with plants and animals unable to adapt to such extreme conditions. The environment would become a harsh and inhospitable place, with only the hardiest species having a chance of survival. The magnetic field. Another critical consequence of Earth's sudden stop would be the collapse of the planet's magnetic field. The magnetic field is generated by the movement of molten iron in Earth's core, and it plays a crucial role in shielding the planet from harmful solar radiation. The rotation of the Earth is integral to maintaining this magnetic field. Without the spinning motion, the field could collapse, leaving Earth exposed to intense solar winds and radiation. Over time, this exposure could strip away the planet's atmosphere, leaving it vulnerable to space weather. The collapse of the magnetic field would make Earth's surface uninhabitable for most life forms, as the radiation from the sun would increase dramatically. This would have long-term implications, potentially leading to the eventual collapse of ecosystems and making life on Earth unsustainable. Earth's orbit. The sudden cessation of the Earth's spin could also have profound effects on the planet's orbit around the sun. Earth's rotation helps to stabilize its orbit, so without the centrifugal force created by spinning, the planet's trajectory could shift. This could cause Earth to move closer to the sun, raising temperatures to extreme levels and making life on Earth impossible. Conversely, the planet could shift away from the sun, plunging Earth into an ice age. In either scenario, the effects would be catastrophic for life on Earth. A shift in the planet's orbit would not only alter the global climate, but also disrupt ecosystems, making survival for most species, including humans, extremely difficult. The potential for a drastically different orbit could trigger a new era of extreme weather patterns and environmental conditions that would change the course of Earth's history. Geologic instability. The sudden stop in Earth's rotation would also wreak havoc on the planet's geology. The forces created by the planet's spin help maintain the balance of pressure within the Earth's crust. When the Earth stops spinning, this balance would be disrupted, leading to intense geological instability. Tectonic plates, which have been in motion for millions of years, would suddenly experience extreme pressure shifts. This could trigger massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions across the globe. Volcanoes would erupt with devastating force, spewing ash, lava, and gases into the atmosphere, further contributing to global chaos. The shifting of tectonic plates could also create new fault lines, leading to even more frequent and powerful seismic activity. The Earth's crust, which has been shaped by millions of years of rotation, would no longer be stable, making it impossible to predict when or where the next disaster would strike. Impact on human life. Humans would be among the most affected by the sudden stop in Earth's rotation. The environmental and physical changes would make survival increasingly difficult. The immediate shockwave, combined with tsunamis, earthquakes, and extreme weather, would lead to massive loss of life. For survivors, the world would be radically different. Humans would need to adapt to a new environment where basic necessities like food, water, and shelter are scarce. Governments, economies, and social systems would break down, and new survival strategies would be required. Over time, some species might adapt to the harsh new conditions, but humanity would face an uncertain future, and extinction could become a real possibility. The long-term future. In the long run, Earth might undergo either a form of rebirth or face complete destruction. It would take centuries, if not longer, for the planet's ecosystems to begin recovering, assuming that they ever do. New species might evolve, adapting to the radically changed conditions, but many existing species, including humans, would face extinction. If the atmosphere continues to be stripped away by solar radiation, Earth could become a barren wasteland. On the other hand, if life manages to adapt, new forms of life could emerge, and the planet could find a new balance. However, the loss of the magnetic field and the disruption of ecosystems would make it difficult for life to return to what it once was. What would happen if Earth suddenly stopped spinning? The consequences are nothing short of terrifying. From devastating natural disasters to fundamental shifts in how life survives, the aftermath of such an event would be catastrophic for all living beings. Got thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments. I read every single one. Share this with a friend who needs to see this. And don't forget to subscribe now so you don't miss what's coming next. Trust me, it's worth it.